Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome back to my channel. I am here to talk to you about Avengers Endgame. So, it arrived in the post today. So, this is the collector's edition that I bought. I've got to say, right from the get-go, very well presented. I think it's definitely a lot nicer than the Captain Marvel Collector's Edition, but the less said about that, the better. So, inside there, let me show you that. Can't quite see, but that lights up. That's quite nice. So inside there we have the Blu-ray itself. Now for those of you who haven't seen this, I actually think it's kind of cool. So the front cover has the heroes that were left after Thanos' snap. And the ones on the back are the ones that, I want to say disappeared after Thanos' snap, but the one in consistency would be Vision. But they're the ones who took the brunt of it, let's say. So inside we also have this snazzy little box. And in here we have some rather nice badges. I do like a nice badge. And we have the postcards. There we are. And there we go. So the first thing that comes to mind is, where's Hawkeye's? It's just not fair. You've got the main 5 and not the 6th. I think it's a little bit unfair on Hawkeye, but I'll just have to go with that. So, I've just finished watching it, and controversial opinion, I think it's overrated. I really do. I enjoyed it at the cinema. I enjoyed it while watching it, watching here, first time since at the cinema. But from a narrative perspective, from the way that the story is told, from the plot devices, it's not as coherent as Infinity War. I think Infinity War flows so much better as a film. There's no real slow moments in Infinity War. It starts with a bang and continues. This, you did have to kind of get the setup in Endgame. You needed to have some emotional draw to it. You needed that depth. But I think it might have gone on just a little bit too long to get all that emotion. So I think there were times where it dips a little bit. And like I said, it's an enjoyable film, but structurally, from a narrative perspective, and from a filmmaking perspective as well, there are things that just seem a little bit sloppy. From a writing perspective, definitely very sloppy. The one main thing for me is when the women of Marvel team up towards the end against Thanos. It took me completely out of the story, and it's like, wow, that's a coincidence that they're all in one place at the same time. It's not the greatest film. It is enjoyable. What I will give credit for is the amount of fan service that this film gives. The Russo brothers have done an amazing job in bringing all of these fan theories that fans wanted to have throughout the course of the Avengers films, and they wanted them in there at some point. And they've got all of these moments in the one film. And I think to have them all tied into one film, I think that shows kind of a bit of class on their end to really show they listen to what the fans want. I don't think it works out all the time, but I think what they've done is to weave that through a good enough story. I think is really well done. So congratulations to them on just an amazing job with that. However, like I said, it's the film is not the best. It's not the best of the MCU. I still think Infinity War is the defining film of the entire MCU. It's structurally completely sound. There is nothing that I can pinpoint in that film to say that was bad, that was bad, that was bad. And it grabs your attention from the start till the very end. And the fact that it ends on essentially Thanos winning, I think is a fantastic way to finish that off. And it's a shame that we've got such an incredibly complex character from Infinity War and building up to Infinity War to give Thanos is the goal of essentially wiping out half the population. He is doing it for the best of intentions. Is it the best thing to do though? Well, that's something for people to discuss, really, isn't it? But then to change that incredibly complex character into your average bad guy, world domination, kill everything in Endgame, I thought was a bit of a shame. And it drops the level of sort of integrity really down a little bit, and it's a shame. But look, overall, still thoroughly enjoyed the film. It's still watchable, unlike some of the others. But yeah, I am still very, very, very glad that I bought the collector's edition, because it's a nice cap to sort of cap off the MCU. It sort of does. We've still got Far From Home. I've pre-ordered that already, but as far as I'm concerned, I think this is a pretty good end. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think about Avengers Endgame, whether you think I'm wrong. Is it overrated or isn't it? Let me know what you think down in the comments. If you haven't already, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.